Well, hello and welcome back to the 2018 Men's European Cup. I'm the lovely Beatrix, and joining me is the gorgeous Ankle Biter with Battered Sausage on production. This is Game 6, New World Order versus Mad Riders. So let's just go through that roster real quick.
Okay, wearing the green today is the Mad Riders. Number 009, Ra. Number 11, Agusate. Number 111, Don Risquetto. Number 2, Lone Wolf. Number 22, Hashe. Number 237, Killer Manzano. Number 44, Cubo. Number 47, Silencio. Number 8, Shinigami. Number 83, Anviler Hammer. Number 86, Adrian Bloody. And number 88, Gizmo.
Of course, Mad Riders already played this morning. They played against Helsinki's team. And I have the roster for New World Order playing in the maroon. 000, oh my god. 025, Bosch. 042, Lieutenant Dan. 05, Fish. 06, Rufio. 100, Alien Al. 15, Peter Parker. 1997, Cloud Strike. Number 2, Shrooms. 24, Smack Bauer. 37, Scrimley. 43, Scott T. Dog. 672, Gazooka. 747, Scooby. And 9, Velociraptor. We will talk you through all the officials that are officiating this game in one moment, but we are right back into the action.
Killer Manzano taking on Lieutenant Dam right now. Lieutenant Dam finding some space on the inside line, manages to sneak by with lead jammer status. Killer Manzano not far behind, though, looking to pick up some points. Lieutenant Dam, an attempted apex jump right there, just not able to land it, though. But still picks up 1 point.
So points on the board straight away for New World Order. So we are straight back into the action. It's Fish with the star for New World Order coming up against Silencio. Silencio saw daylight, Ankle Biter. Thought maybe lead jammer was coming his way. However, forearms penalty, and he's off to the Seizu mouthguard penalty box. But guess what? Jammer switcheroo time. It's Fish.
I love a good jammer musical chairs. It's always a good time.
It's my favorite thing. Fish also sits in the penalty box, which means this jam will go for the full 2 minutes.
Silencio making quick work of that pack, but Fish hot on his heels. Both jammers looking for points here.
Well, team's quite spread out and also slowed down as we go into turns 2 and 3. Fish at the back of the pack having to power through the wall of green from Mad Riders. Silencio up front getting some support from 009 Ra.
Fish sneaking by, picking up 4 points there. But Silencio with a nice juke around. Oh, I apologize. No, that's Silencio.
It was. You were right. Don't apologize. Scooby Zoom tried to land a hit. Didn't quite catch him that time. Chases through the pack as they both come in on another scoring pass. And that is Fish already with 4 further points on the board.
Silencio knocked out by number 37, Scrimley.
Well, it took a while to recover their Ankle Biter, and in that time, Fish has been able to get round once again. 12 points on the board for MRD, 8 so far for the Mad Riders. Still seconds of this jam left, and Fish wasting no time at all as Silencio comes into turn 1. Picks up a huge hit from 747 Scooby.
Silencio, though, still manages to get by, picks up 4 points. Fish, one left to beat up front, manages to do just that.
Well, Mad Riders with a little bit of penalty trouble with only 2 blockers out on track towards the end of that jam did help make those passes quite light work. 20 points picked up by MRD, 12 points by the Mad Riders.
Rufio facing off against Lone Wolf here.
And that micro pack continues for Mad Riders with blockers still sitting in the penalty box.
Rufio with some fancy toe stop work there, sneaking by on the inside line, but Lone Wolf still trying to find some space. A little bit of a blocker pile up there, but everybody's up and okay. Lone Wolf gets knocked down right in that turn, still has yet to make an initial pass as Rufio comes by and picks up 5 points.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic work by Rufio as Mad Riders Jammer ping-ponging through the pack. Shrooms all over that. Oh, and a huge hit out by Bosch on the pivot. Just breaks up the pack completely. And it does look like penalty, cut track penalty being assessed to Mad Riders Jammer Lone Wolf. So this is now a power jam for New World Order.
Rufio sneaking by again, picking up 5 whole points there.
Do you feel like it's sneaking by when he's so blatant in his passes?
Yes.
Still. Fair enough.
Just taking a little hit here and there, and then just like, sneaks by.
Rufio rolling on the hips of the blockers from Mad Riders to complete that pass. 20 points picked up by MRD.
New World Order doing a great job of holding a blocker back there, one of the Mad Riders blockers back there, just to get that point.
So 25 minutes left of this first half. 42 to New World Order, 12 to the Mad Riders. If you've just joined us, New World Order in the maroon, Mad Riders in the green. We're straight back into it. Lone Wolf standing in the penalty box. Scrimley with the star, and Scrimley lead for New World Order.
Lone Wolf is released, however, and is facing off against this tough New World Order wall. Scrimley with a great jump on that inside apex, but gets knocked down. These Mad Riders blockers have done an amazing job so far today of just taking any space that the jammers get.
Yeah, really shutting down the speed and space of Scrimley is definitely a strategy that they need to continue doing throughout the game. You can see they're forcing the call off before Mad Riders Jammer able to get towards any kind of points. So picking up 4 for New World Order.
Looks like Gizmo will be taking the start for Mad Riders. Lieutenant Dam for New World Order.
1 blocker apiece in the Sisu mouthguard penalty box. Lieutenant Dan finds easy space on the inside line to pick up lead. Gizmo, please.
Still trying to find a way out.
It's like you were reading my mind.
It's like we finish each other's
sentences. Gizmo pushing forward, but gets knocked out by Shrooms, recycled right back to turn 2. The same fate befalling Lieutenant Dan, also recycled all the way back to turn 2. This time, though, doesn't have to run the gauntlet of blockers, more like simply sidestep them to grab those 4 points for New World Order.
And as a jammer, that track awareness is key, absolutely key, and just making sure you don't have to do more work than necessary. Lieutenant Dan with a spin off of the Mad Riders pivot picks up 5 points there on that pass.
Oh, New World with a little bit of penalty trouble here. 2 blockers sitting in the penalty box means Mad Riders outweigh them on the pack. Lieutenant Dan falling foul of number 22, Hash. Forced to recycle on the inside line, right back to jam.
Gizmo juking around, picking up 4 points there. Lieutenant Dam gets some direction from his bench to keep running.
Gizmo checking in with his own bench. Comes in, puts a burst of speed on the inside line. 1-footed to grab 4 further points for Mad Riders.
Lieutenant Dam juking around, gets that gap on the inside line, takes full advantage, picks up 4 more points there.
So we're seeing quite a few big jams already from New World Order. This was a 17-point jam for them. 8 points for the Mad Riders takes them up to 20. New World Order on 63. Interesting.
It is. I apologize. I was looking at numbers. So Fish will be facing off against Killer Manzano here. I believe this is the first time we've seen Killer Manzano so far this game. No? Second time.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here for me.
It's all right. I'm here with your numbers. Kilimanjaro pushing forward into turns 1 and 2. Held at bay, though, by Gazuka, and gives opportunity for Fish to grab lead jammer for New World Order.
Kilimanjaro trying to take that inside line, just not able to stay in bounds, though, has to recycle back. Both these teams defensively just doing an amazing job.
And we're seeing Fish now looking to slow down Kilimanjaro, hoping that we will get some of the eat the baby strategy. And indeed, that does work out well, but only held for a moment. Kilimanjaro completing that initial pass, coming in on a scoring run. But Fish shuts that down, doesn't give the opportunity for Mad Riders to grab any further points, whilst putting 8 as a jam total for New World Order. So 71 plays 20. We've got 20 minutes left of this first half. We'd just like to say a huge thank you to RollerDerbyCity.com. Team uniforms, apparel, and team merchandise. They've got all your needs covered and are brilliant sponsors here this weekend.
Rufio just breezing through that pack while Silencio is held back. Silencio has to face up against this New World Order tripod. Gets knocked out, has a recycle back by Shrooms, and gets a track cut penalty.
Yeah, great penalty draw by Shrooms. Quick-footed meant that he was able to pull that penalty on the Mad Riders jammer.
Rufio giving some instruction to his blockers with
and
some
appreciation.
Offense. Yeah, makes that easy, that offense.
Well, 10 points on the board already for New World Order as Rufio comes sailing through the pack once again.
Mad Riders down to 3 blockers on the track, I apologize. Rufio just brushing off a hit, picks up 5 more points.
Silencio back on track and in play for Mad Riders. Certainly comes out of that track looking mad and looking for points. Chipped off, though, on the outside lane between turns 3 and 2 and forced to recycle once again as Rufio makes it out of the pack and calls off the jam. 3 further points picked up by New World Order takes them to a jam high of 23.
That was a huge jam there.
And just checking in at this replay, you can see Rufio coming through the pack. That brush off, as you said, from the Mad Riders blocker. So 20 plays 94. We've got 18 minutes 31.
Lone Wolf will be facing off against Scrimley here, and Scrimley just taking the gap on the inside line, picks up lead jammer status. Lone Wolf with 2 left to beat, 1 left to beat now up front, now 2 left to beat. And goes ahead, makes it through on his initial pass. Well, Scrimley is coming around for points with some fancy footwork on the outside line there. Looks to his bench, goes ahead, calls off the jam.
Yeah, that fancy footwork to try and counteract the blocking coming from Don Vrischetto, number 111 from Mad Riders, who was really trying to push them outside of the, to the outside of turns 1 and 2. Not successful, though. And New World Order able to grab 4 further points on the board. Takes their overall score to 98. Mad Riders sitting at 20.
88 Gizmo wearing the star for Mad Riders. Lieutenant Dam wearing the star for New World Order. And Lieutenant Dam picking up lead jammer status here. Gizmo stashing the star. Juking around, 2 left to beat up front. And Gizmo is forced out on the outside line. So is Lieutenant Dam. But Gizmo picks up a track cut penalty, which gives New World Order and Lieutenant Dam a power jam opportunity.
So a little bit of penalty problems for Mad Riders, certainly hampering their opportunities to grab points here and close the differential. We're now over the 100 mark for New World Order as Lieutenant Dan comes up the straightaway between turns 2 and 3. Coasts slightly, but then he's able to put on the burners ankle biter to get through that pack super quick and grab those 5 extra points for MRD.
New World Order providing some great offense here for their jammer. And Lieutenant Dam shrugging off the hit, but is forced on the outside. Great
Hash.
track awareness, though.
Hash, last line of defense, tried to slow down Lieutenant Dan. It was not successful. And in fact, Lieutenant Dan picking up a penalty.
So this will be a 2-minute jam.
Gizmo back on track and in play for Mad Riders. Puts 4 points on the board. The first time they've scored in quite some time.
It is the first time they've scored. They've had a couple penalty issues with the jammers, which has definitely made that difficult. But Gizmo's looking to make up for that penalty trouble. Grab some points here.
Well, all they have to do is get past number 2, Shrooms. Not difficult, I'm sure.
Shrooms has been excellent with
Absolutely.
his blocking and recycling today.
You know who else is excellent? Lieutenant Dan coming around turn 2, managing to avoid Adrian Bloody. Really just shrug off those hits to grab those extra points. So 10 points picked up by MRD, 5 for the Mad Riders. And we've got a team time out called by Mad Riders.
I think this is the perfect opportunity to go through our officials for this game. So we have Halo Jones, Lins and Needles, Domination, Meaner Harker, Purple Pain, Iceman, Comic Sans MS, Speedy Convalesce, Hurt Radio Nelson, Puppy Shredder, Law Have Mercy, Crystal Vice, Sven Will Be Famous, Scabarella, Mercy Boku, Roland Rat, Glenn More Angry, Fair Enough, McFarlane, and Victoria Velociraptor.
And on your screens, you can see the crowds enjoying themselves. This is the second to last game. I'm sure there's a fancier way of saying second to last. Penultimate?
I don't know of one. I'll think of one. We'll make something up.
The second to last game here on the first day of the Men's European Cup 2018. If you've just joined us, we're watching Mad Riders versus New World Order. I'm the lovely Beatrix, joined with the gorgeous Ankle Biter. And Battered Sausage is on our production crew, or Team Glam Fringe, as we also like to be known.
Fish facing off against Killer Manzano. Killer Manzano trying to use some speed to get through that pack there, but just wasn't able to find any space. Those New World Ordered blockers shutting it down. But with one left to beat up front, Killer Manzano picks up lead jammer status. Fish, though, hot on his heels.
Now, this is maybe 1 or 2 lead jams that Mad Riders have been able to secure so far in this game. And Fish is not going to let any kind of pressure off them. Chasing down Killer Manzano. Third time out jamming for the Mad Riders. Killer Manzano knocked to the outside between turns 3 and 2 and forced to recycle right the way back, whilst Fish continues on his journey, picking up 4 further points for New World Order.
Killer Manzano still having some tough work against these New World Order blockers. Fish takes a massive hit out on the inside by Shinigami.
It's almost like the blockers won't go away.
It's like they just keep recycling there. They're always there.
It's exactly like that. Oh, we're seeing a slowdown of blockers between turns 4 and pivot line.
Killer Manzano ducking around the outside. A little bit of a side surf there. Goes ahead and takes the inside, but is forced out by 6-7-2 Gazuka. And with that, the jam is called.
And for the first time in this game, we're seeing an even scoring on the jam. 12 points apiece. Mad Riders at 41. New World Order 125. We've got 13 minutes 47 left of this first half.
Silencio facing off against Rufio here.
Well, this is a jammer pairing that we've seen before.
And Rufio makes quick work of it. Picks up lead jammer status. Silencio is forced out on that inside apex. Silencio trying to get a little bit of help from his friends, but just not able to do anything with it as he's forced out to the inside.
Well, you know, Rufio coming in to the straightaway there and completely not scrubbing any speed off whatsoever as he hit the back of the pack. Had to, though, as he was escorted out, reset and then come straight up that inside line to grab 5 further points for New World Order.
Silencio still trying to make his initial pass. Gets forced down, but right back up.
Completes his initial as Rufio on his second, coming in for a third scoring pass. Silencio pushing forward. Hits a 2-wall up front. That's Cloud Strike and Spencer, both in attendance.
But Spencer picks up a directional penalty.
One jam comes to an end. 10 points, 12 points picked up by New World Order. 4 points for Mad Riders. 45 plays 1-3-7.
So Scrimmely facing off against Gizmo here. Scrimmely getting a little push on that inside line, but Gizmo is the one who makes it out first for lead jammer status. Scrimmely stashing the star, coming back around as he's forced out on the inside line. Gizmo looking for points here, though. Gizmo with 2 left to beat up front, but Alien Al is not making that easy, and neither is Shrooms. Shrooms has been amazing with his defensive work today, but Gizmo brushes it off. Picks up a full 5 points, but Scrimmely is out now on his initial pass. Both jammers looking for points here.
Well, Gizmo with that slight point advantage this time calls off the jammer. Scrimmely hits the back of the pack. 5 points picked up, 6 points picked up for the Mad Riders. Takes their overall score to 51. MRD on 137. Y'all got calculators at home. You know the differential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to have a calculator for us here. They really do. I'm not good at math. I don't do public math. Lieutenant Dam facing off against Lone Wolf here. Oh, but we have an official timeout, it seems.
Everybody just wants to play. That's what happens. They get excited, hear a whistle. It's like
you're conditioned to
conditioned.
act when the whistle blows.
Yes.
You either stop doing something or you start doing something.
Yeah.
It's just.
And if you're in the stop section, well, time to go. Oh, timeout comes to an end.
Jammers getting back to their starting positions. Everybody just kind of resetting. So Lieutenant Dam and Lone Wolf are still wearing the stars for their respective teams. And Lieutenant Dam picking up lead jammer status. Lone Wolf trying to get by, but Spencer just doing great defensive work here. Lieutenant Dam picking up 5 points there.
Yeah, Lone Wolf really needs to get some more active offense support from team members to get through these packs. As you say, blockers like Spencer completely able to wipe them out.
And Lone Wolf forced out on the outside straightaway there. Has to recycle back into that apex.
Yeah, I believe that was Bosch laying down the hits as Lieutenant Dan comes in for a third scoring pass. Pretty much unopposed ankle biter until the last second where they were chipped out and forced to recycle right the way back. Star has been passed, though, in the Mad Riders camp to Cubo.
Lieutenant Dam looking to his bench. Keeps it going. And an amazing apex jump from Cubo there to pick up those 5 points. Lieutenant Dam goes ahead, though, and calls off the jam.
Well, I think we're going to get to see that apex jump again. Here we go. You can see where Lieutenant Dan comes back in. And Cubo, not far behind, jumps pretty much the entirety of that apex to grab those much-needed 5 points for the Mad Riders. Takes their score up to 56. New World Order on 150. 9 minutes left of this first half, ankle biter, and we look like we're set up and ready to go.
Fish now facing off against Killer Manzano. A slow start to this one. But Killer Manzano picking up lead jammer status as Fish has been forced to the outside line, but finds some space on the inside, makes it through on his initial pass. Killer Manzano now looking for points. One left to beat up front. Killer Manzano does just that. Picks up 4 points on that pass.
That was Velociraptor's last line of defense. Wasn't able to hold Killer Manzano. As you say, those 4 points picked up for Mad Riders, but no points this time for New World Order. 60 plays 1-5-0.
Both of these teams doing really well defensively, just getting everything back together.
Yeah, I think the Mad Riders. Oh my goodness, look at this huge hit out here. Lead jammer is called for Rufio. Silencio not that far behind, but certainly a challenge from the Mad Riders blocking contingent on Rufio as he was exiting the pack on that initial.
New World Order blockers just picking that Mad Riders wall apart one by one, making it easier for Rufio to get by and pick up 4-5 points on that pass.
But Silencio also responding with 4 points picked up for the Mad Riders. And to me, that looked a little bit like Rufio just decided to do a little bit of blocking before calling off the jam.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, here we can see Rufio coming in and indeed laying down the hits on Hash, number 22, just to make sure absolutely every single point possible to pick up was picked up. 9 points for New World Order, 4 points for Mad Riders.
Scrimley facing off against Lone Wolf. A little jammer blocking back there to start the jam with. But Scrimley with 3 left to beat up front. Lone Wolf forced out on the inside line, but Scrimley picks up lead jammer status here. Lone Wolf trying to get a little help from his friends.
Well, he hasn't got that many friends on track right now as 2 blockers sit in the penalty box.
Scrimley trying to take full advantage of that, but Shinigami with that hit out.
Lone Wolf completing the initial, coming in, looking for points, and Scrimley is in the penalty box. So this is Power Jam now in favor of Mad Riders.
Lone Wolf really moving that pack, trying to get it going faster. Hopefully split them up and force them out of play.
Alien Al, last line of defense though, and denies passage. But thanks to number 44, Cubo, running disruption. Lone Wolf is able to get on through and pick up points for Mad Riders.
But Scrimley is released from the penalty box now, while Lone Wolf is looking to pick up a few more points here.
So not great capitalization on the Power Jam, but certainly the best they could do. Lone Wolf knocked out and recycled, forced to run that gauntlet of blockers once again as Scrimley makes it out of the pack and puts points on the board for MRD.
Gazuka signaling to Scrimley for some offense, but Scrimley with a nice little apex jump just there to pick up those 4 points.
Yeah, he was certainly bang tidy.
Scrimley again with an apex jump, not able to quite land that one. Has to go ahead and recycle back. Lone Wolf still looking for some points up front here.
And I was going to say, that should give opportunity for Lone Wolf to try and break on through. But the hold was strong from MRD. 13 points, however, picked up by the Mad Riders. MRD with 8 coming out of that jam. 77 plays 167. And Kobayashi, we've got 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes left of this first half.
This has been a great game. I'm really happy I got to come here this weekend.
You're really happy to be here with me?
Yeah, only with you. I'm really happy I just got to see your face.
It's Lieutenant Dan on the jammer line and running up that inside line, unopposed by the blockers from Mad Riders to pick up lead jammer.
And Gizmo was forced out by Shrooms there and has to recycle back. Gizmo trying to find some space on the outside line, not able to find any, while Lieutenant Dam is coming around looking for points, and then Gizmo makes it through on his initial pass.
Well, Lieutenant Dan already on one scoring pass, comes in for a second, completely sidesteps the two-wall defense from Mad Riders to pick up a further 5. And let's check out this instant replay of the jam start. You can see Lieutenant Dan just runs straight up that inside line. In fact, it was the Mad Riders defense that swept to the outside to try and support their own jammers pass, but completely left that inside lane free and clear for Lieutenant Dan to take full advantage.
Those MRD blockers, too, just making a nice little shield around the Mad Riders blockers.
Nice little shields.
Nice little shield.
Who'd have thought you'd describe a shield as nice and little?
Yeah.
Fish against Killer Manzano.
Fish with great track awareness picks up a no pass, no penalty, which means he will not be lead jammer.
But oh my goodness, it looks like Killer Manzano off to the penalty box with a cut track penalty. So power jam in favor of MRD.
That means this will go for a full 2 minutes. Fish yet again getting a no pass, no penalty. 4 points on that pass. Coming around, trying to pick up a few more points here. Picks up the full 5.
Oh my God, just picking off the blockers from the Mad Riders to try and support Fish. Now goating a player at the back. Oh my God, moves forward, offers up some quick offense.
But Killer Manzano released from the penalty box, holding the star, just stashing it. Fish coming around, looking for a few more points here.
Killer Manzano trying to stay upright and inbounds from these blocks from the MRD blocking contingent. Really not having an easy job of it at all. Finally finds an inside space to complete his initial, but the Fish already on a 4th scoring pass.
Fish juking around, finds some space on the inside line, takes it. Got a bit of a jammer foot race now.
Well, you know what? The passage through the pack there by Killer Manzano was absolutely fantastic. Literally leaping to avoid the hits from New World Order's blockers. Both jammers come into the pack pretty much at the same time. This time all the action happening in turn 1 for the Mad Riders jammer, whilst Fish is being recycled right the way back to jam line ankle biter.
And Killer Manzano with some great toe stop work there, managing to stay up and inbounds. Right on the edge. It's like I was watching The Matrix.
And here is an instant replay of those Matrix moves. Killer Manzano taking that outside line. Oh my God, just pushing in. Oh, Velociraptor, sorry. Just going in with the block. But 8 points picked up for Killer Manzano's troubles. However, 24 points for New World Order in that last jam. Takes them to the 200 mark with 1 minute left of this first half.
Rufio will be taking the star for New World Order, while Silencio takes the star for the Mad Riders. Silencio trying to use his speed to his advantage to get by, but Rufio makes it out with lead jammer. No, I take that back. Not lead jammer status. Silencio has lead jammer status.
Yeah, no pass, no penalty called on Rufio. Silencio was held up by Spencer, but patience paid off. He was able to get through free and clean.
Silencio not really taking a speed check, just trying to speed through these blockers here.
But it's like they're so tough, you know? They're so solid, people. Really solid.
It's like that's what blockers are meant to do and be.
Rufio takes advantage of the pile-up in turn 2 to come around and pick up 4 further points for New World Order.
Silencio is hit out on the outside line, has to recycle back. But goes ahead and goes through, finds a gap on the inside line, picks up 4 points there.
At New World Order's jammer Rufio already on a 3rd scoring pass, coming in for a full 14 points on the board for New World Order as we really are in the final. Well, we've finished in terms of the game clock of this half, so we're just waiting for somebody to call it off.
And with that, that's halftime.
What did I mean when I said game clock? Jam clock?
Jam clock? Sure. Game clock, jam clock?
So we are going into halftime. And we're just going to check in with those scores. Mad Riders with 92. New World Order 217. We've got a 15-minute halftime where we'll go away and have a think about our life choices and also look at the penalty
Words.
board for you and find some words. Maybe find
Yeah.
a dictionary in this place. I'm the lovely Beatrix.
And I'm your friendly neighborhood ankle biter.
We'll see you soon.